Seth Rollins and his group are finally picking things up, so we'll see what's coming their way. We'll also check out what's happening with Tiffany Stratton, CM Punk, and more. Starting things off with Seth Rollins and everything that's been happening there. When Seth went down with that injury during Saturday night's main event against LA Knight, everyone instantly bought the angle as being real. It's a known fact that Seth has knee issues. Even that finish of that match was so abrupt and weird that everyone figured that it had to be due to a real injury taking place for Seth Rollins. So for that first night, everyone was buying the idea that Seth was badly hurt. But after the first few days, fans started dissecting the moment and other elements around it, and everyone started to feel like something was weird about it. Triple H and Paul Heyman were acting a bit off when it came to Seth's injury, saying that it looks bad, but they didn't go into detail. Another strange thing was the fact that Seth Rollins was hosting the Rich Eisen show, laughing and having a great time, days after supposedly suffering a devastating injury. So just a lot of things that made fans question the legitimacy of this injury. And like we just saw at SummerSlam, everyone thinking it was a fake injury was right all along. After an intense and brutal match with Gunther, CM Punk found a way to outlast him and defeat Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, marking the first time CM Punk has held a WWE World title since he lost the title to The Rock at Royal Rumble 2013, his first WWE World title win in well over 12 years. A very big and emotional moment for CM Punk, and obviously the bumpy road of his career and relationship with WWE over the last decade. So Punk had a few good minutes there, embracing the title, before Seth's music played and he walked out on crutches. The idea there in that moment being that Seth may be hurt, but that he was reminding Punk that he still had the contract and he will be using it on him once he's healthy again. But as Seth is going to leave, he drops the crutches, drops the knee brace, and runs up to the ring to cash in on Punk. The cash-in was successful, and Punk's first WWE World title reign in 12 years ends instantly to his arch-nemesis, Seth Rollins. Was this moment predictable? Maybe not to the general audience, but a lot of fans were throwing out the idea that Punk winning the title was only for Seth Rollins to cash in, and that's exactly what happened. So even though the concept might have been predictable to some fans, the execution was still amazing. You had the top initial pop of Seth's music playing, but the crowd sees him on crutches, so that takes away the excitement a bit. But then you see him drop them and reveal he was healthy. That just set off another pop. So the reveal was handled amazingly and was cinematic. Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins would later confirm on social media and on Raw that the injury was completely fake from the start, and that they were fooling everyone on purpose to set up this master plan for a SummerSlam cash-in. So judging by how they're talking, it sounds like Seth still would have cashed in at SummerSlam even if Gunther won. Cashing in at SummerSlam and revealing the fake injury looks like it was always the plan, no matter who won the SummerSlam World title match. But it just so happened to be CM Punk, so that extends their feud. It's been a topic all year long, but there's been the new obsession in WWE as of late of extremely long, never-ending feuds. And it looks like that's what Seth Rollins and CM Punk are currently in the middle of. Right when you think we're getting to the end of their book, another 15 chapters get added to the book. So that's something fans are mixed about. Everyone loves some long-term good story, but when it starts entering that 2 to 3 year mark, fans just want some closure, a proper ending, and a move on to a new story. But when it comes to Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, it appears to be safe to assume that there's no end in sight for this feud right now, especially after that big SummerSlam cash-in as well, because that will extend the feud in a big way, considering how big that moment really was. Seth lied. It was a whole big scheme, and he did it to CM Punk, of all people. So you just know that moment extended this feud at least by another 6 months. So when it comes to the potential long-term plans for Seth and his title reign, a lot of fans could see Seth Rollins versus CM Punk for the world title taking place at WrestleMania 42. Punk and Rollins one-on-one for the world title was originally planned match for WrestleMania 40, but lots of things got derailed there. But it looks like 2 years later, WWE may revisit that exact matchup for WrestleMania 42, and everyone hopes that it will be the grand finale for this feud, so that both Seth and Punk can move on to other new things. Seth's Monday Night Raw segment after SummerSlam also provided the details on something that fans have been waiting several months for, and that's the official name of his group. The group of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman will officially be known as The Vision going forward. So a nice, simple, yet very catchy name for the group. And it's very nice that they finally have a name after all this time. When it comes to what's planned for Seth right now, he doesn't have a lot of things revolving around him. One opponent that's on his neck is surely LA Knight. LA Knight was the very first person to be affected by this lying scheme by Seth Rollins. But regardless of the fake injury, LA Knight did successfully pin Seth during Saturday night's main event. So he feels like he should be one of the first in line for a title shot. And he did get that shot during the Raw after SummerSlam, but it was ruined after CM Punk came out for the disqualification attack on Seth Rollins. And then you had Roman Reigns coming out to get his hands on Seth Rollins during that moment as well. Roman has been back for a few weeks, but Seth was hiding away with this fake injury. So this was the first time that Roman saw Seth since Raw after WrestleMania. But of course the numbers advantage was too much for Roman to handle, so he ended up falling victim to the Vision as well. So this segment did establish the three big names that will constantly be coming after Seth Rollins in the near future. You've got LA Knight, who was robbed of his world title match against Seth Rollins because of the disqualification, so he's going to keep coming after Seth and the title. Then you've got CM Punk, who was really robbed of the world title and despises Seth, so he's not going to stop coming after Seth and the title either. Then you have Roman Reigns, and Roman's situation is interesting because remember when the world title was first introduced, Roman slammed the world title for being a phony secondary title since he was the WWE champion at the time. So if Roman goes after the world title, that would really result in him kind of backstepping on his viewpoints of that title. So maybe Roman is the only exception here when he doesn't really care about the world title. He just wants to get his hands on Seth Rollins. So those are three big targets that will constantly be coming after Seth. And it's going to be up to the Vision to keep them all away from him. SummerSlam appeared to be solid proof that WWE is going all in on Tiffany Stratton. Jade Cargill was protected a lot since first showing up in WWE. They made sure Jade didn't suffer from a lot of pinfall losses. Always made sure she shined in a powerful way. They made her pick up 2 big wins at WrestleMania in back-to-back years. There's so many elements that made it seem like they were really getting that rocket ready to put on Jade's back. And for that moment to kick off by Jade ending Tiffany's 200-plus day title reign. But that's not what happened. Tiffany Stratton retained the title and pinned Jade Cargill cleanly, which obviously shows that they're sticking with Tiffany Stratton as the champion right now over Jade Cargill. And Tiffany is now starting to have a pretty great reign. She defeated Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus, and now Jade Cargill. Tiffany's current title reign is the longest active title reign in all of WWE. She's undefeated in 2025 with 14 wins and 0 losses. So everyone thought this was the start of Jade's era, but it looks like Tiffany is the one to watch out for here after all. She's got that undefeated record streak going for 2025. The longest active title reign. So it looks like they're investing in Tiffany right now, and that reign will continue to be huge. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.